We are live.
We
Yes, we are live. Oh, I would like to greet and welcome abantu abadala, ogogo nabantu abakhulu. Thokozani, Tamagu, Lisedi.
Hey,
Hi.
Thokozani.
Thokozani. Oh, uh, so unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. Let me switch off my phone. It's not the right time for that. I am so grateful for this opportunity to be talking to amazing, talented, responsible, healing trans human beings that are here to tell us more than just your usual everyday gender exchange. Because maybe in the universe, maybe in the bigger universe, there's more than two genders. Maybe there's more than three genders. Maybe there's multiple genders. We don't know. This episode of the Gender Exchange is very, very special. And Gogo, Hlalemanzini, Gogo, Nkanyezi, we welcome you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This welcome for me, I know I'm not just welcoming the both of you, I'm welcoming those that you walk with. So please, I would like to start with you, Gogo Hlalemanzini. Please introduce yourself. I'm not even going to ask you about your childhood or how you moved from Rainbow Seas to Department of Health. No, I'm not asking you earthly things today. I'm really, you can include them if you like, but some of us, we know her as Kim. Some of us, we know her as a beauty queen. Some of us, we know her as a peer educator for either the men who have sex with men or the transgender, or whether you are queer, LGBTI. I'm sure we've met Kim and we know the advice she offers us. Kim, introduce yourself. Please give us an introduction, Gogo. Hello.
Thokozani bakithi, I'm Gogo Hlalemanzini, ndizwa kaMtaung. Njengoba mlambo wesilisa uNkulunkulu iphume yomehlo ebukena ngisolo umuntu phezu kwamabhaqesi indlela shayisanda phezu kunye. I'm saying hello everybody. I'm Gogo Hlalemanzini, based in Velkom, originally from Velkom, based in Bloemfontein. I've been a traditional healer close to 20 years now. I'm not going to count my years. And I'm a Kobela for almost the very same year. And I've been practicing as a transgender for almost my entire journey. I found myself and picked myself as a transgender after Intwa Soyamo. That's when I knew originally my gender and my identity. And I wear a lot of hats, but after all, I'm just a trans mother. Thank you very much.
Ooh, yes. No, there's lots to discuss. I would like to also invite you, Gogo and Nkanyezi, to do a lovely introduction. I'm sure people are wondering about who you are. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and those who are watching us online. I am Moeketsi Kamabodu. I'm from Botshabelo, and most of you guys know me by the name of the girl, the first lady in Botshabelo, right? Okay, I'm Gogo Nkanyezi. I have a year being a Sangoma. I didn't know that much, but then, okay, I am a Sangoma and I am a transgender woman. And as Gogo Hlalemanzini told you guys that he knew who she is after his initiation, her initiation, exactly same as I.
Now we've got a lot of questions, and people watching us, we respectfully ask you to please engage with us with the sensitivity that today requires, you know. and to please engage with us with the curiosity and the love that is needed for today. Because we are trying to respect our Heritage Month, and we are trying to respect our heritage, and we're trying to embrace our heritage also. So the gender exchange is as a platform for gender diverse individuals, particularly trans individuals, whether you are non-binary, if you don't fall into the heteronormative cisgender world, this is the podcast for you. So our very special guest today, I'm going to be asking you some questions because I'm really excited. And it's all about discovery, and it's all about learning. So I'm not always going to ask you in the same order, ne? So Gogo Nkanyezi, when did you discover that you are trans?
Okay, I've discovered that I'm a transgender when I was doing grade 9 in 2015. That's whereby I started putting on makeup, feeling like me wearing guys' clothes, it's not suitable for me. So, like, I can say I've been a transgender since I was born, because even when I was still growing up, I liked having long hair. I liked everything of girls. Everything I was doing is of girls. So I was asking myself questions: who am I? Then likely I've met Tulana Emolemo. As I've met Tulana Emolemo really assisted me to know who am I, and who who I am exactly. Because I today know that exactly I'm a transgender because of Tulana Emolemo. So now I'm still in my process, and the process is going very well. Yeah.
What were you understanding yourself to be? If you didn't know that you were transgender, what did you think of?
I, I think like I would always ask myself many questions. Who am I? Because at first I felt like me being myself, I have to date lesbians. But then, not knowing exactly, being a transgender, you are a woman. Then a woman should date men. I, I was I, I was going to be confused and not knowing who am I. But because of Twitter emblem, I'm glad that I now know myself. I know
Yeah.
myself better. Yeah.
Wow. Because I definitely know that if you call yourself perhaps gay, even if you wear makeup and you know you were born male, maybe some places they haven't heard of the word transgender. So it's always so important that we don't force you to be transgender, but if you recognize yourself as transgender, then you will come out as transgender. It shouldn't be other people telling you. So
Yeah. This
yes.
this thing of you being a transgender, it starts immediately when you're looking yourself in a mirror. If you're looking yourself in a mirror and you seeing you as a woman, that means you are a transgender because you see yourself as a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, absolutely. What about you, Doc Gogo, Hlalemanzini? When did you discover, or did you go through processes of this and that? Some people first become bisexual, they go, no, this isn't me. And then they think they're gay, no, this isn't me.
Oh, I grew up as a boy, that was like, I'm not, I'm not a boy, but I was a boy. I knew there was something within me that was saying that this is not who you are. This is not who you are. My emotions and my mind, mentally, spiritually, did not allow me to identify with what I have on my body. So for the fact that the term transgender, it was not well known in those days, I at least approached myself and agreed to be gay, to be called gay, knowing that a gay is just a guy who's interested in other guys. But I'm not a guy. I'm not a guy. So that was my challenge. So ngathwasa knowing that there's something different within me. I'm not like any other gays that I know. So after intwa, so gradually, without me seeing it, I was in skates, I was in makeup, I was in hair, I was in makeup, I was in all feminine. I got touched to my feminine being and understanding that before me being male or female, I'm just a human being. So the human being within me came normally for me from birth, for me to cherish it or to raise it the way I wanted to become. So I grew up knowing that I'm something, but I did not know what was it until I got the term that described me well, saying if you feel like this, you think like this, you're attracted to this, you look like this, you visualize things like this, you can definitely proudly say you are a trans woman. That's how I found myself.
Yeah.
It was not easy. Yes, I was gay. I was gay somewhere in my life, somewhere. And for a couple of days or months, I was trying to be bisexual to please my family. And it did
Mm.
not work. It definitely did not work.
Wow.
Yes. And I was like, oh, girl, male and Gogo, you should go back to your roots. Just be the girl that you see yourself as. Whatever you see yourself as, that's how it's supposed to be. Then that's where I am today, a trans
Wow.
activist.
Wow.
Thank you. Nosana, you muted us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Our topic today is not going to be so much on that much of like understanding these definitions, but it's going to definitely be on the topic for our Heritage Month. But if you don't mind, I really want us to touch on things that connect us to other trans people, that connect us to the services we offer to the organization, so that we pass that and we move on, you know. For example, this gender exchange is for people that are trying to access gender affirming health. So I'm quite curious, you know, have you started your gender affirming journey? Have you started any gender health like HRT? And what lessons have you learned? Do you know what to do, what not to do now? Because your advice could really help a lot of people, you know, because sometimes it starts with, am I ready? And now that I'm ready, should I continue? And what happens if I stop? And what do I do while I'm doing it? Because we've discovered actually that things like smoking and alcohol can really slow down your progress. But there's other things like how to talk to your family, how to talk to your partner. So this is a real journey that I'm very curious how everybody does it. So siyabuza ke Gogo Hlalemanzini,
Yebo?
you know the gender affirming journey.
Ye-
Um and its importance when you decide to start.
Yeah.
What would you advise somebody who's going to start, what to do, what not to do?
Uh, Nosana, for gender affirmation, I always advise people that you should be sure of your future, what you want in life. You should know that you're going to compromise a lot, things that you would want or need or feel like you want in the future. Like you should be ready that you you are taking this journey. I might have illnesses that I don't know. I might lose my body, my structure. My emotions are gonna change. They're gonna be mood swing that they change your well-being, how people know it's gonna change. And you should be sure about your circle. The most important thing is the people close to you, your circle, because you may go through something. Let's say you're going through the HRT process, and along the way you feel like I've made a mistake in my life because I felt that I myself felt at some point I've made a mistake going for hormones. And I had to sit down on my own and say, Kim, did this work for you? Is this working for you? Is this who you are? Is this what you want? Are you aware that you have lost my my pro my testicles are no longer working well? I can no longer produce sperm as much as I used to. Such things. I was not aware that I'm going to lose my sperm count. I'm going to lose my ability of me, my own children, from my own cells, from my own bloodline. But I stopped my HRTs for 2 years. I stopped them. I took a break. I remember my last appointment with my doctor. I was like, I feel like this is the end of me and you talking about hormones, because I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready. I saw my body change into a body that I don't want. I couldn't fight it anymore. My skin was doing exactly what I wanted. But heading to my future, things that I wanted in the future were no longer being accessible, were no longer able for me to have. I could not have everything that I wanted. So I stopped, and then I only went back last month. It's when I went back for my HRT. And I told my doctor, I'm ready. The question was that, why don't you stay
What
with me?
made you ready?
What made me ready? I was more mature, mentally mature, emotionally mature. Wise decisions I took. I understood what I was sacrificing. I understood my mission as I wanted to be a trans, because I do not stay at one place as a trans. I have to evolve time and time. As time goes, I'm evolving. So I understand that at some point, I'm going to lose things that I want. My circle will change. My family would no longer identify me as theirs at some point. But luckily, at some still does. And my advice for young coming transgenders at state, get information as much as you can. Do not rush into medication. Do not rush into affirmation. Do not rush into identification before you understand what you want to identify as.
Don't rush
And you
into self-identifying. You can change. You can change your mind about how you see yourself.
yes. So that was my problem. I wanted to be one thing and one thing that I could not. So I had to sit down and understand, Kim, you can change, you can be this, you can identify as this as time goes by, you can do this. Hence, I feel like now I'm ready. I know, I know I can go through with everything. So that
All
was
right,
it.
all right.
That was that.
Gogo Nkanyezi, like I'm very curious, even with you, because the transgender journey is difficult and it's far and it costs you to go, and it costs even your time and to wait and to wait. And even when you are there, you are frustrated. Even when you started, you're frustrated. You can have all kinds of symptoms, horniness, everything, or lack, or I don't know. So what is the important things to know and to do and to not do? And what were some of the lessons that you learned on your journey?
Okay. On my journey, Nasana, I've learned that you don't have to rush yourself. You
Mm,
have to take time. You have to take time to know yourself, to know who you are, and also know what you want. Because the transitioning process, it's very stressing, very, very stressing. And it is not easy to adapt to the changes that you're going to see. As Kim said that she even stopped medication because she was turning into the person that she was not. No, so I waited. I started transition. I started to. I self-medicated myself when I was doing matric 2019. So those are the one other things that people should avoid. Stop self-medicating. Go look for proper procedures that people should take. I was self-medicating myself because I really needed this. I really needed to look like a woman. I really wanted breasts, those calves, this nice voice that you guys are hearing. So I, then I went, I met Sister G, Sister Nolitanda Gudeso from Toronto. Sister G. So, hey, like I was in hurry. I was in hurry. Kore ke re, man, ke batla matsele. Ke batla o ba ngonyana. Ke bona ka re la ntiehela. I waited for a year. It took us selemo, if not 9 months, before ke fitla endocrine hospital. Then when I arrived in the endocrine hospital, I thought like they're gonna just give me medication, then everything is nice. No, then they transferred me to um this hospital, Orange Hospital, Spatele Samahlanya, yeah, psychiatric hospital. Then I had to meet psychology, clinical psychologists. I didn't understand that process. These people are wasting my time. Yeah, they are wasting my time. So it is important to know yourself before you can go, you can be in this journey, because this journey is not for the weakest, and it's totally difficult. Even the changes in your body, your moods also changes. It changes everything about you. I am a crying baby. I like crying. I cry easily. I can now even cry. But then I'm not gonna cry because I'm saying I'm a crying baby. So people should not uh, be in hurry to start their process. That's what I can say to them. And they also have to listen. Like Tolana Emblemo do have the groups that also teaches about HRT, hormonal replacement therapy. They should also be part of those support groups that they do, because what Sister G would be teaching and the other peer educators of Tulana Mulimo would be teaching, that is what you also gonna see when you go to endocrine, so that you cannot be speechless. Okay, Ooh, Jesus. So I thank you, Nasana.
Oh, my apologies. I think my network is a bit slow. Hey, it really warms my heart. And I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of the organization as well. When it does work that we do some of the things that help and support, and it doesn't just end with HRT and hormones. The end process, I mean, sometimes we want to go all the way. Sometimes we want that impossible surgery that we don't know if we're going to afford. Sometimes we don't know how long it's going to take. And I'm just really curious, are you interested in having gender affirming surgery, things that are going to be permanent on your body? I'm curious. Gogo Hlalemanzini, I want to know. I don't know if you watched that particular interview where we had some wonderful trans clients that were saying, "Oh, I would love surgery." And I remember we spoke, and you have so much experience, and there's things that you've seen that you kind of go, "Hey, I'm not sure how safe it is." So I would like you to weigh in on the fact that surgery, we're all waiting, we're all wanting, we want to cut things, we want to put things, we want to add things. Would you like some surgery? And what would you have if you did? Gogo, Hlalemanzini.
Oh, thank you again, Masana. If it was about 5, 10 years ago, I would still say I want to go for a surgery. But now, Bishop, I no longer want to go for a surgery. I no longer want to do this.
Why?
Firstly, Masana, it's expensive. It's training. The queue, the line, we are so eager to have it. But we should take the very same waiting time in fixing our emotions. That if I want this in my life, how am I going to maintain it? If I say I want to go through a bottom surgery, will I be able to maintain it as it's supposed to be? Will it go successfully? Won't there be any complications within the surgery itself during the progress, the operation? I've lost 3 of my friends through the operation, that's the surgery itself. So it kind of like stuck in my mind, like, girl, are you ready to lose this? Are you ready to go through this? And to tell you the truth, I'm okay. I'm okay. I no longer want the surgery. I understand that I'm a female, I'm a woman with what I have. The surgery does not confirm or does not declare me as a woman. Yes, there may be transgenders who want to go through it. I once felt like that because I was craving for that. I wanted that. But now I understand that I'm happy with my body. I'm building a family with this body, a stable family with what I have. I'm having a loving husband with this body, a loving partner, a family that understands me, that they're not even scared or afraid to talk to me in public. They're not afraid of losing me through the surgery. So there was a point where I stood and asked myself, are you aware that if I'm going through the surgery, I'll have to sit down with my husband and my family, my entire family, and tell them, I'm going through this. And guys, if I'm going through this, 1, 2, 3 has happened to my friends. It might happen to me. Am I putting my life on the platter that easy just because of the surgery? I have boobs. I have that heavy, delicious body that suits me. And a bottom surgery, who would know if I do have it or who would know if I don't have it? And I was like, yo, Tulwana Mlimo has taught you so much. Hence, I'm saying if it was 10 years ago, I would have just went for a surgery, whether it was legal or illegal, I would push for it. But maybe not, Sana, people look at me and say that maybe Kim knows a lot. She's been in this world for such a long time. She's been a transgender for her entire life. I'm blessed to have an older brain and an older soul, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Uhamba nabantu abadala. What do you mean? You're walking with the wise ones.
I'm working with the wise ones. So something they're telling me, Nana, do not change this. We are fine with it. And we allow you to have fine things with it. And I'm not willing to compromise everything. Maybe if I would get rich, maybe I would have around 10 million people.
Maybe,
10 million, maybe. People say maybe I will go for a surgery. No, I'd rather go for 4 surrogations from my own stem cells.
No, I must say the surgery conversation is quite sensitive. Even me, some people are surprised that I wasn't sure of the outcome, but I just knew I wanted it. I'm kind of curious, Gogo Nkanyezi, I want to know, like, even for you, have we lost Gogo Nkanyezi? We're going to ask her the same thing. Let's ask her when she comes back. It looks like we've lost her.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we had that conversation about that. Let's talk about you, Kim. This time
Yeah.
I'm going to use that name if you don't mind, because we want to talk about that you are one of the faces of the Unmute Me campaign, the Beyond Zero Unmute Me campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back, Gogo Nkanyezi. I think let's come back to you. Are you back? Can you hear? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you.
I just want to also ask you the same question that I was asking Gogo Hlalemanzini. If you are maybe interested in gender affirming surgery, and if you had it, which one would you want to have? Please, if you could share with us, if you're interested in surgery. No, she's gone. So please, can you answer that question about unmute me, Kim?
Okay, Unmute Me, it was a platform for me that I did not know about it. When it was starting to launch, I was still working for Free State Membership in
Yeah.
collaboration with Kulan Emalemu. And
Mm.
my boss, I remember, Zeni Kholokwane, was like, Kim, I think you'll be the best candidate to go for this. And
Mm.
Zeni just did everything for me, like the typing wise, applying files and everything. He did it for me. And funny enough, during the course of it, that's when I found my voice. That's when I knew I had a voice that can speak for others and had to be careful with what comes out of my mouth. Because what comes from my mouth, it's what releases others from their chains, or it's what chains them more from their past. So in collaboration with Tolani Mlema and Free State Rainbow States, I was able to choose words wisely. With my
Yo.
faith, I was able to access things for most transgender women, because everyone knew wherever I go, I would lay my head on the platter for transgenders. I would do that because the assignment was this: I am supposed to unmute the power within me, the voice within me, not that voice, but there was that egg which was just crowing, hashing within me. It was supposed to be unmuted to speak for others. So that egg, it was hatched by the Tulane Emblem Organization and Free State Rainbow Six in collaboration, so that I was taught and mentored enough to sit and say, this cannot happen with transgenders while I'm still standing. So I always say, if it's not if it's about me, it's supposed to be spoken by me. So unmute me, it's totally dead. That I'm unmuting the pain within me. And I'm muting the chains that the society have placed me in. I'm muting the life that I want to live, that most transgenders want to live. I'm muting the spiritual being within the trans life, because we do not understand who we are based on the society itself. It has chained us so long that we no longer understand who we are. So I'm that voice within this space. Thank you very much, Nasana.
Ooh, Thokozani. Well done, unmute me. Well done, Beyond Zero, because I Nymphomane are the one to unmute. I'm so sorry, Gogo Nkanyezi. We lost you when we wanted to ask you about your interest, if maybe before you also talk about the Unmute Me campaign. I just wanted to know if maybe Aditi people, when we are transgender, we think there's an end process, which is surgery.
Yeah.
And then surgery is not for everyone always. It's not desired by everyone. I was just curious about you. Would you be interested? And if you were, would you be interested in doing which surgery?
Like, listen, I can say I was interested in doing a bottom surgery. So before I can even start with my process, I knew everything. I knew that a bottom surgery, it's very expensive. It's very expensive, and we will have to wait for too long before we can get there, because we only have maybe one doctor or two doctors that do that surgery. So now I really love myself the way I am. Like doing, even if I can do a bottom surgery, but still I cannot give birth to children. I can only have children if I can look for a surrogate. So for me, I cannot. I'm not even interested in it, because it will be done when I have to die. So I need to use it now while I'm still alive. So it takes time for you to be able to get it. Imagine me waiting for 30 years to get to do a bottom surgery. I want to use it now while I'm still young. Yeah.
No, for sure. No, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, we really hope in the future that there's something strong in the surgery department that makes us feel confident, that makes us feel uba it's available, that it's accessible, that it's safe, that even the affording of it is something that we can access another system to. But it was just really important for us to talk about that it's there, and we're not trying to influence other people if they should stop or not want it or not. But then what about the Unmute Me campaign? I'm not sure if you've seen our Face of Unmute Me campaign, because Kim is one of the faces, and it's just about that, you know, you are trans and you can talk. Would you be interested in that? Do you know about it? What do you think that campaign does? Do you think it works? Because I'm sure you've been to our events, you've seen our Unmute Me gazebo and our shirts. And what does that mean to you? And would you do it? Yeah.
Yeah, I do know about Unmute Me. I remember it is 2020. I was doing a video with you, sort of a film or a movie with you. So I do know about it, and I really liked everything about it because, like, I even got a chance to be on trust with people of Trustlet TV. Like, I was like, wow, this is nice because I
Yeah.
really liked being part of Unmute Me because it also embraces us. It also gives us the self confidence and also to trust ourselves. Like you guys conducting those interviews and everything makes us proud of who we are. We end up saying, oh, even if someone can say something that is negative about me, it's up to her or it's up to him. I really don't care. So yes, I would really like to go for shooting with Unmute Me, everything, absolutely everything.
Fantastic. We've got Unmute Me watching us today. So I think it was 5 years ago, Anne, when we did
Yeah.
the photo shoot. We've got new faces and things like that. I thought I should just drop it in there, you know. And the last question I have about these technical things that we are doing at Tulwana is we really would like advice, you know, like we want to improve, we want to do things that I wanted and needed. What advice would you give Tulwana Imulimo when it comes to the services that we offer to the trans community in Mangawong, in the whole Free State? Like, what can we do to improve what we do?
Okay, for me, I'd say Tulane
Yeah.
Emblem should engage with the counselors in the community. Maybe have some meetings, maybe every month or maybe after 2 months with people in the community for the trans people, like the peer educators and other people of Tulane Emblem to teach people about transgender people and who they are and why they are like that, so that maybe people can understand. And what I like the most about Tulane Molemo, you've really reached many people as you guys can, because the stigma that I was seeing maybe 5 years back or years, now things changed totally because of the things that you guys are doing to the community. You're really doing well. And also to an emblem, can go to the police stations. We encounter problems in police stations most of the time in police stations. I'm glad that most of the clinics are sensitized because I always watch your things, like everything about Tulane Emblem I watch. So like police stations, like to teach those police men who we are. Because they'd be like, when someone sees my ID, will be like, Mo Ekezi. Hi man, you are lying. You are not Mo Ekezi. Then I'll be trying to explain. Then I'll have to explain myself. Like every time I have to explain myself, it tires me a lot. So like, yeah, that's the advice that I can give to Trana Emilimo to reach the parents of the people who are part of LGBTIQA, to have meetings with them, because some of the people, they are not accepted the way they are in their families. Like some of the parents, they don't like this, I can like it, this thing, and it's not thing because we are people. I think it is something like this paper that I'm holding right now. So that's the advice that I can give to Trana Emily. Thank you.
Of course.
Uh,
I would like to ask you the same question, Gogo Hlalemanzini. Um,
firstly,
we want to obviously, you know, do our work well, but we also want to be well in our work. You know, we want to be good at it. What would you what would you say?
firstly, I would say, Tolwana Emolin, I salute you. I salute you with everything that I have, with every fiber within my body. You are not only feeding the hungry lions within the trans world. You are not only that precious flower, precious seed, which has been taken and been thrown in the rocks. But even if in the rocks you are growing and blooming, I've seen your work. I know your love. I know your work. I know your weaknesses. All I can say now is that I'm proud. Niyabamba, niyaqina. Wherever you laid your feet, that's where it's your home. You have changed souls. You have changed mindsets. You have reached minds. In order to change a person, you have to change the mind. In order to evolve a person, you have to evolve the mind. And fortunate enough for you to learn, you have done that in the Free State. You have done that. You are known in Belfontein. You are known in Ventersdorp. You are known in Koffiefontein. You are known in Verkeltevlei for what you have been doing. It was so I was so amazed when I was in Wassersprone and trans people in that area were saying, I wish Tolwanemlem was in Wassersprone. I wish Tolwanemlem was reaching the entire Free State. And I was like, if you guys are seeing this, it simply means Tolwana Emolem have reached where they're supposed to be. I
Oh,
have no
wow.
point to
It's
say
true. It's
you
true.
did
It's
wrong.
like Tulane
You did
Emblem, it's
not and
everywhere,
wrong.
Kim.
From my side, I would say, do not change to please the young ones. If you are a mother, you shelter, whether in a harsh way or whether in a strict way, but at the end, you're going to get the very same child that you want in a right way. As transgender people would want happiness, fun, alcohol, parties, free meals, free meal, free everything, but forgetting that those things are not taking us to the future. You have given us the future in just words, but in things that we cannot see. And it takes one to understand your words. It takes a brave and a very focused person to understand your vision. You have done it. Nosana, you have done it. A lot of people have said wrong, rough things. Even myself, there was a point where I was saying, Unosana, go, we are better, go, we are better. But sitting down on my own, I was like, what's that? Unosana was doing a right thing. Tolalemlem was doing a right thing because we intend to want things to go our way, and our way is where we are not going to find peace or fulfillment of our future. But you are slowly taking us there. It's gradually, but you are doing it, and I'm happy. I could say I would die as an old trans woman, knowing that I'm leaving Tolwana Emily doing where I stopped or where I left the ropes. It's so sad to fight the battle alone, but it's so peaceful to find that you have a hand to hold to. Tolwana, you are that helping hand. My father always says, him, I can take you to a walk in the night and you'll be angry because you want to go for parties and alcohol, boys and everything. But whenever you get to the light, it's where you will say, Papa Jalebu. You are that parent. You are walking us in the dark. We cannot see where we are going. But if one could get to that light and look back, definitely one could say, I'm proud to have Tolani Emulemo in my life. So if it was in my own space, bengizothi ngiyafunga ngishaya amadolo phansi ngishaya isandla phezu kwesinye ngikhombisa inhlonipho bakithi ngiyabonga niwuyenzile umsebenzi khubekani anginasono anginalutho kodwa I'm happy, I'm grateful. You know, it's so stressful, it's so relieving when I'm sitting and say people are like him on my Facebook or wherever. How can I access ARTs? And I'm like, call Tolanem Lemo or go to Facebook and search for Tolanem Lemo, they'll assist you. And then they come back to me like, you know, I got help from Tolanem Lemo. I'm like, that's exactly where I wanted to go. If I had Tolanem Lemo 10 years ago in my life, a lot would have changed in my life.
No, thank you. Hey, it's like it's now. I don't want people to think now you came to make us shine, but we are so grateful as an organization on behalf of my colleagues and on behalf of the CEO and the board. I'm grateful for these words of appreciation. Siyabonga Gogo Thokozani. Let's get to the main topic, the spiritual, the African spiritual.
Yes.
I would really like to know, Gogo Nkanyezi, when did you discover that you are spiritually gifted?
I discovered that I'm spiritually gifted in 2017. I went to some prophet. I wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't feeling good because of bad dreams that I was having. I was being attacked at night by witchcraft, evil things, all the kind of stuff. So I was a praying person. I like praying a lot. So I went to some prophet here in Butabelo, and this prophet told me about a granny who is protecting me wherever I am. This granny, she is always with me, and she's fighting my battles on my behalf. Then I was like, Aibo, what is this? A granny. Then she even told me that one day you're gonna be a leader, not just a leader, but you're gonna lead the community. People gonna come to you, ask for help, seeking for you to assist them in many things. So maybe I thought like, because maybe I studied business, as I'm doing the study business and all this stuff, I thought it like that. I didn't think it is spirituality. Then when time goes by, time goes, I went to a church. Then when I was in a church, I wasn't feeling myself. Then I stayed out of church. Then I stayed out of church for a long time, but staying out of church while praying. I'm not leaving God, I'm just leaving church. So I was praying each and every day. Then there was a day when I was streaming cows entering in the family side of my father. Then I was like, oh, linyalo. Linyalo la ka kileo. I even call my sister and tell her that, hey, I've been praying to get married, then I'm gonna get married. Not knowing exactly that ancestors are now they are coming to get me, to lead me away where I have to go. Then after the trip, it took me only 2 days to discover that I have a gift. These things happened while I was just sitting like this. Then I've had something like, yow! I was like, what is this? Evil spirits. Jesus, you cannot allow evil spirit to attack me while I'm praying to you. Then something like, something yan raya mo but then, even if those things were happening to me, hey, hi. Even if those things were happening to me, they leaded me away where to go and where to start. I think I didn't intrude myself in spiritual things. So I would like other people not to be too first to follow their gifts. You wait for your ancestors. That's how I got to know. That's how I knew that I have a gift.
Oh,
That's how I knew.
Oh, wow. That's so incredible. But I imagine it could also be quite scary if you don't understand what's
It's
going on.
it's
Um,
scary, no, Sunny. You will feel like you're not yourself. You don't know where to run to. Because like I was like when I was sitting here, I felt the presence of people where I am. Then I was like, yo, I even ran away. When I'm trying to run, these people get me inside. You're like, what is this? What's happening? Am I dying? Actually, no, I'm not dying. Those are my ancestors. They were call like they are always with me everywhere I am, everywhere I go. They are with me. They just wanted me to know them in the right time to know them, and I'm proud. I am proud traditional healer.
I
I'm
said,
not just a traditional healer. I'm also a prophet, a medium, a mediator. I'm all. Even when it comes to spirituality, I get it. It's a shame. Shame.
you never know. You never know what you can see. Yes. Yo, this
Mhm.
spiritual journey is powerful. What about you, Gogo, Hlalemanzini? When did you discover yours?
Um, Thank you again, Masana.
Hmm.
From my side, at a young age, at a young age, I remember I used to live in Botshabelo with my mom and my great grandmother. I was around 3, 4, 5 years, around there. And I only came to Velcom at the age of 6. I remember I only came to Velcom at the age of 6. So before I came to Velcom, I had a dream. Obviously, I was around 4 or 5 years. I was still in Botshabelo J section. And I had a dream, a weird dream, a weird dream. I'm not going to talk about, elaborate my dream on it. It was a very scary dream, a very scary dream. Understand what I'm doing? It was so scary. But this dream, each and every year, it would repeat itself. It will come to me each and every year. So at the age of 11, that's when the gift came close to me. Like I've been seeing things, I've been saying things, and people would agree, would see them happening. I would see them happen. I would tell somebody something now, and it will happen.
I'm sorry. I think I'm you're muted by mistake. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Please unmute Kim. You were you were still telling us about the dream, and then you got muted. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. There we go.
One of the leaders, the worship leaders, in the church there was leaders, there was worshiping leaders, and people are doing what. So I became one of the worship leaders, and one day I was worshiping at the age of 11, 12, and a prophet came to me and said, Kim, you you will heal people with many ways, and you become something that you don't want to be. Imagine me being a worshiper and somebody comes to me and prophesies something to me like that. I was angry at myself. And when I was in high school to fasten up to track, that's when I started having challenges with my life, my identity, my spiritual life, my family. I started having problems with my mom, my health, my family, my dreams, my mental being. And one time I was like, my mom was like, can't we go to a traditional healer and talk about this? And I said, no, I'm not that kind of a person. I don't do traditional healers. I don't do sangomas. I'm just fake focusing on God. And out of the blue, I always say the ancestors knows what we love. They know very well what we want. And I was one of the people, it's cool with that calling, who just say something and it happens. So it was those time of Illuminati, 999, what 666, or what. So they always say that I was one of the gang because I could say something and it would happen. And to fasten up things, when I was in high school, I had to meet this guy. He was a boyfriend. He was my boyfriend. I just fell in love with this guy. And I was through a tough time in my life whereby my mom was disowning me, my family was disowning me. And the only thing that I was with, it was God. I had only God, not knowing that I had ancestors or idlozi. And I became in love with this guy. One day he came to me and said, "Can't you pray for me?" And I said, "Okay, but you said your mom is a prophet, your grandmother is a prophetess. Why do you have to pray for you? Why can't you go to your grandmother?" And something horrible happened to that guy without me praying for him. Yes, I did not pray for him. Something horrible happened to him. I went to check for him in the hospital. He wasn't there. They said they discharged him. I went to his place. Immediately walking into that guy's, his grandmother's house, something spoke in my mind, in my ears. A very angry old man spoke to me like, "I've been chasing you. This is where you're supposed to be. So I brought this person into your life to attract you to come to this place." So I was standing at the gate like, should I go in? Should I go out? Should I go in? Should I go? Eventually I went in, and it was like, this is where you're supposed to be. This is where you're gonna be initiated. I'm not taking no from you. And I was like, okay, Kim, I knew I had no chance. I knew. It was not the fact that I loved the calling. I never wanted the calling. And the guy, during my first week, we met with this guy. He was healed out of the blue. He was healed, he was fine. And he was like, "I think our relationship ends here." And I was like, let's end it here. There's no way where we are going. There's no me and you now. There's me and Lily Close I have to focus on. So I always say that it will take you where it wants, attracting you with things that you want. So and everything happened. And here I am as a traditional healer. It was not an easy journey. It was scary, 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 scary. I remember once my mom once said, "Aren't you going to die through this?" And I said, "Mom, if this is what God wants, I'm not going to die. If God can communicate with this, I'm at close. I'm not going to die. But if this is what I want, or this is what the world wants, Lord, I'm giving my soul to you. Take it immediately." So after into Asoyam, I was like, eventually, this is what God wants. And this is what Elam Ikos wants. My ancestors wants me to do this. And I'm going for it. And I never looked back until today. That's my story.
Until when? You never look back until?
Unmute yourself, Nosana.
I'm unmuted. Can you hear
Oh
me?
God, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me, Gogo and Nkanyezi?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm hearing.
No, that's fine. That's such an inspirational story, because you discover your gift, and sometimes you discover people that aren't part of your gift. What about your gift?
Nosana, I've lost your voice.
I'm still here. I'm hoping it comes back. Because Dr. Ugogo, I'm calling you doctor now. Hey, I'm westernizing you.
Yes,
Gogo.
I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor.
Ningo doctor, and westernizer, because I think the healing that you offer is as important. Now my tongue is slipping. Doctor no Gogo are slipping. Are you a doctor? Are you a Gogo? I think I see you as the same, you know. Ndicela ke ngoku Dr. Nkanyezi, also the same question. When did you discover your gift? That you are gifted spiritually?
Already I answered that question, son, unless if maybe you didn't hear
Oh,
me
sorry.
well.
No, my apologies. No, these
Yeah.
are the important things because our gifts, I mean, sometimes you don't know you have a gift. Let me change it to this. I mean, sometimes you don't know you have a gift and things are happening to you, that whether it's bad luck or scary dreams, those kinds of things. And then maybe you lose people in your life or you gain
Yeah.
people in your life. Can you just add on then to the question about after you discovered your gift, like what did you keep? What did you lose? Like, how did your life change?
I understand, like my life changed, everything changed, but not everything changed exactly. Like what has changed about me is that I I now don't like girls. That's it. I now don't like girls because net those lymphas. So ha le rate batho ba bomme. So when I'm around girls, I get bored easily. So I decide to stay indoors, not to get bored by those girls. So, but whenever I'm around Majida, whenever I'm around those boys, then that's where I get happy. I'd be communicating with them, having good conversations with them. But then I've I've lost even all my friends. I don't have friends now. I don't even have a single friend. I am staying at my house. I'm staying alone. No one bothers me. Corey, like I'm always here. I now only go to school when I have to write because it goes lamlity haibo. You are here and this white woman is saying this, and this, and this, and that. Then she's lying. Then we were having a strike with Amatus. So I don't. I just want to listen to them because I don't want to see movies. But then they do allow me to go to school whenever I have to go and write. Like they are very nice. They are understanding people only if you're doing their job. But then friends, being in a community where like they don't go with those things. If you're on net close, if you are spiritually gifted, you don't uh you don't get two people easily. But then whenever you go to people, people would love you, people would love everything about you. Whenever you speak, everything you do, you attract people.
You.
Yeah.
If people are attracted to your energy and your presence, it's possible that maybe you are spiritually gifted. Maybe. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Like
then, mm,
I only attract men. Like I was like, I, I didn't understand this at first, but even if I don't like someone, if they said we like that guy would really come. So that's how they are. And you cannot change them the way they are. If they say they don't like you, that means like it's going to be difficult for me to communicate with you or to have good conversation with you. I'd just be like, how they would be disturbing what I will be doing. Because even me being live now, like as they are with me, they're giving me a chance to communicate with you because I asked the permission to communicate with you.
yeah. No, we are
Yeah, that's
grateful.
how they are.
Siyathokoza,
Mm,
siyathokoza.
because
Um, this is also a question I asked Gogo Mahlozi on Monday. I think you were watching, and I was very curious because we live in a world that says if you are gay, if you are trans, you are evil, you are demonic, um,
yeah.
you are cursed.
Mm.
And I'm kind of curious about, is there a bigger lesson when you are born queer, when you are born trans? It might be
Now,
unfair, but I'd like to ask if maybe are we supposed to be learning things when we are born queer, when we are born trans? I'm going to start with you, Doctor. I mean, about those, Gog, Gogo. We are going to merge the worlds East, between Africa and the West.
yeah.
Kalubuza Gogo Hlalemanzini about that. When you hear such sad stories like someone's not accepted, what do you think we're supposed to be learning as a lesson about that? What is that? What is being brought to us?
Like, are you saying if I'm queer and I'm being rejected or I'm being judged or I'm being I could say it all goes with yourself. You start with yourself before going to other people, because you would ask help from others and they would advise you in a wrong manner. They would advise you to please themselves through you. So understand yourself firstly. I know I was born as a male. I understand that I am a trans woman. And I understand it stays on me. That's on me. Leli Kozi, Lompes Lisa. So it does not mean that me being a trans woman, I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to have a feminine ethos. Because what if I'm 32 years old and I'm having ethos? Let's say the baby's around 3 years. Because how can I So are we gonna say that I'm supposed to stay young? But you have to understand you have to understand your call. You have to understand where does your queerness come from, and how does it merge itself with your spirit life? Because you might do something wrong, or you might be acting wrong or roughly, and people reject you. Sometimes it's not because of you, it's because of lelicos lo hambanal. You get it? Lelicos will make you to do things because now it's demanding attention from you. So you have to change yourself and teach yourself to learn the bond between spirituality and queerness. But I always say from scratch, we were born human. We were just human. There was no male and female. There was no feminine and masculine. There was just human. So that's where one should start. Like I'm starting from being a human being.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's happening. We've muted again. Come back.
Am I the one who's muted?
There we go. There we go. Come back. Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying that one should understand that the bond between spirituality and queerness is very thin to see, but very large to understand. We should understand that spirituality is spirit life, and it has a very big impact on our social life. So you should learn to balance the two to understand who you are. If it's not like that, we will be like, today you are being accepted, tomorrow you are being rejected. Today somebody loves you, tomorrow doesn't understand who you are, because you yourself do not understand who you are. So you should see the line and understand what's within it. I don't know if I've answered you, Nosana.
You absolutely are answering me, and I'm not sure how much further we'll take this conversation, but it's very nice to start here and to actually also ask you this follow-up question, please. Gogo Hlalemanzini, ne? Galubuza, I'd like to ask, do you attend church? Do you have a relationship with Christianity? I want to ask that, please.
I was born in a Christian family, a mixed Christian family. We would be Christian today, and tomorrow will be African, traditional African people. That's how I was born. But I've learned to join the two. Yes, I am a Christian, and I am a traditional healer. I am an African believer. I cannot be the two, I understand. But I understand that my ancestors believed in Christianity and it worked for them. My ancestors believed in African spirituality and it also helped them in each and every way. So I understand that I'm a Christian because I was born within the Christian family. But the fact still stands, I am an African child. Elamikos stays with me full time. If ever Jesus was not Jesus, I always say this, guys, if we say that we are not, people will judge us and say we are not Christian enough, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but then Jesus is not Jesus. John is an ancestor. David is an ancestor. Job was an ancestor. And we still say, those people are ancestors and they're even not your ancestors. Why can't you say my ancestors? Why can't we say those things? Why can't I say those are my ancestors? That's how God knows me. God knows me because I come from Batawu, not from Meshach and Shadrach and Abednego. Those people don't know me. They don't know me. But if I say, Tozan Pokokona Bamku, Mujimu Akhala Rapela Umucha, Mujimu Kutka Rape, Kinakatlo et Gamutsan, Wanamutawu, for sure God will understand me. My ancestors will pave my prayer to God. So only the God that they've taught me, not the God that I've just imitated from the other worlds or from my friends, but the God that I was raised to praise. I don't know if you get me. The God that I was raised.
I get it. I get it.
That's the God that I praise. The God that kept me this morning. The God that was communicating with my ancestors to give me this position, this state of standing here and talking to you guys. If it was not because of my ancestors and the approvement from God, I would not be standing here. My ancestors are a channel for me to God, for God to understand me worthy. And if my ancestor says, go and slaughter a goat, I'm going to do it. Because it's there in the Bible. It may be the Old Testament, but it's the First Testament. Yes, there's a New Testament, but it's the First Testament. And it worked for those people. I believe the very same testament is the very same testament which is working for me. I'm not against the New Testament. It's very lovely. I love it. But I'd rather stay in the Old Testament. I might be old, I don't know. But I'm that person. MBB. I'm wearing my church uniform, my church garment. MBB. Go and in Africa. That's me. Thank you.
That's beautiful because, you know, Gogo Hlalemanzini, I know the struggle, the fight, the political, the justice fight that you went through. That is a topic for another day. Wearing the woman's uniform at church. But I really wanted us to hear, Uba, you go to church, you've got a good relationship, you know. What about you, Gogo Nkanyezi? I would love to know what your relationship is with spirituality, you know, and Christianity specifically.
Okay, listen, I am a Christianity and also an African, as Kemto said, because I am a prophet. As a prophet, I have to go to church. I have to go pray for people. I have to go tell people their problems. Then after, the same people who I told them their problems, then ubunyanga now by again abusangoma, then I have to heal those people using herbs. Others they will just need prayers. So like now I've been called, and as you are a called person, you are not just called to do. My job and Kem's job are not the same. One of the things that I have to teach people about is that I've been called to teach people the relationship between ancestors and God, how ancestors and God relate. So I can say we as people, we are the lower management, then our ancestors are the middle management, then God, it is the top management, who is the creator, who is the umbrella of our ancestors. Our ancestors, for them to be able to come to us, they are given access by God for them to be able to come to us. because like like not it's not like people who are dead they're gonna come alive. No, they come in a form of spirits. They're gonna be alive. That means each and every person who is living in this world, he or she is a spirit. There is the inner person inside each and every person. Then you'd be saying your elder saying, you look like your uncle, you look like mama, you're doing this because of your uncle used to do this. Those things do really matters to us. So now I pray to God and my ancestors, to them I'm just seeking for guidance, and they are just like it. Yay, yay, yay.
That is powerful. And I love it when the ancestors come through with her. If there's anything they need to say now, please share what they're saying. They are here. They,
like what they're saying is that
what
I'm
are
now
they saying?
communicating, like as now they're seeing that I'm teaching about spirituality, and that's one of my jobs. I've been called to teach people about ancestors. I was calling ancestors demons. Like I was even an usher there in a church, but they never showed up in a church. I even went to, as Cam said, but then see me now. See me now. Like that's how they are. So whenever we speak of anything that is spiritual, they embark themselves. Sometimes I'll be just here and they'll be like, "I, this is not, say this, say that, don't say this." That's how ancestors are. They intrude themselves in each and every conversations that you're taking, as long as it is spiritual. Then they intrude themselves also.
Hey, I think we need a third follow-up, or maybe continuous, because
because like
speaking to you, I learn more things.
We are all, okay, I can say we are all spiritually gifted.
Go for it.
But our gifts are totally different. Me and we might
people
be
that don't know they're gifted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
So some of us may be gifted here and we don't even know.
Yeah. Some of the people, someone would just come here and say some of the things. By just looking at this person, I'll be seeing the spirit leading that person by just looking at his or her eyes. Even someone who has an evil spirit, I can tell you are evil. You are not, you are too evil. Correct. That's how ancestors are. That's how they are. We are living like magics. Like now I sometimes call them magics. And I sometimes play with them and be like, guys, I'm calling Kabuling, I can do it. Like they're just like that. And what about Kabula? They're gonna do whatever that you're asking them to do with their time.
I'm curious. I'm curious because
hence like when you are
I'm just embracing you.
Person, hence like if you are a spiritually gifted person, you don't like going out to people always. You enjoy your own space. You enjoy the conversations that you're having. Even sometimes you get bored and feel like, hi guys, I want to go see people. They're gonna allow you to go and see people. Then when you go and see people, you see people's problems. How it is. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think we can really start embracing some of the gifts that we have, but also we are curious. What do you want to do with your gift, Gogo, Hlalemanzini? It comes to you. Sometimes you're not expecting it. It's a struggle to accept it. And obviously, I'm asking, but it would be nice to know, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think you can do best with your gift, or what would you wish to do with your gift? Gogo Hlalemanzini. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask. I'm asking respectfully.
No, Sana, with my gift, not pass it was very strict, very strict.
Mm.
I understand that this gift is not only mine. It's not mine to keep. It's not mine to rule. But I'm being guided by a little close. If it was according to me, I would help everybody, everybody. If I had the power, I would help everybody to understand their true being. It's high time the African child understand the Africa within himself or herself.
Mm.
Honestly, there's this hymn that we usually sing that so it's not only I who have a gift. I wish that my gift can enhance other people's gifts. Not the gift of being Isangoma only, but the gift of breaking curses within our own families. The gift of breaking the fact that we as the Black children who have been neglected or we've been suppressed. The gift that we understand mentally and emotionally who we are. The gift of standing on your own and saying, you know what, this is my choice. Because at some point, choices have been made and we are not the one who are taking it, but we are just follow us. The gift of making our own choices in life, that's a gift. That's a gift. If there was a chance for me to use my gift, I would use my gift to enhance other people's gifts so that they would make the world change in their own way. But I can't. It goes. The ancestor Lelkos gives you guidance, gives you lessons, give you rules, do and don't do's. You get it? And fortunate enough for me, Leliklosi, it's a white iklosi. There's a dark iklosi and a white iklosi. So if ever I use my white iklosi to do dark things, spirit dark things, dingolisa Leliklosi. So I have to walk slowly to do everything. Hence, we have people who are doing black magic or black umnyanga because lelikos which is upon them, it's a dark egos who are doing it. So, as a traditional healer or as a person who have a gift, it always comes back to you have a choice to do right and you have a choice to do wrong. But for us, it's legos. Unetos elinjani as a spiritual person, as a spiritual gifted person who is operating, who's doing his job. You have the guidance, you have the menu, and you have the outcomes. If you're doing this, know that this is going to happen. So if for myself, I would just if it was according to me, I would enhance each and every gift to understand the gifts that they have. Because it's so sad to sit within people and then they see you and you see who they are or who they will be or how they will end up that day. Because you see their life, you see their gifts. It's so sad to come and to a person and say, you know that you have money. And the person will be sitting and say, why, I have nothing. What you're saying now, it's just a lie. It's so sad to go a person and say, when you look so beautiful. And the person says, if you knew where I come from, you wouldn't say that. I'm scratched, I'm hurt, I'm scarred. Because you only see the beauty of ethos, which is on that person. The gift which is on that person. Everybody has a huge percentage of making everything good, everything possible. The only thing which is binding us is choice. Choice. What choice do you have? You have a choice to risk and face the outcomes, or you have a choice to entertain and stay tired the next day. So if ever could enhance their gifts, whether it's a gift of having a proper job, I'll be fine with it. A gift of having a stable family, I'll be fine with it. As long as the person understands that this is my gift. We only live once in life, but it goes stays generation to generation. As long as Lily goes, it's there to change the generation, to make the generation understand and see where they come from and where they're supposed to go. So that's that's me. I found where I come from and I'm still heading to where I'm supposed to be. The journey is still long for me, very long. Maybe tomorrow my wish will have changed. I don't know. Thank you, Nosana.
Thokoza go. It's so nice to ask that and to hear something like that, because like, siyabuza Gogo and Nkanyezi ba, what do you wish to do with your gift, Because sometimes what we wish to do maybe is not possible, or maybe we're shy. So like I'm saying, I'm going to ask you only if you're comfortable to answer, if you're allowed to answer, because I know there's secrets in this gift. What do you want to do with yours?
No, Sana, with my gifts, I'd say, not me, but what my ancestors called me to do. As I've said, everyone in a spiritual journey is called for a reason. Kem has explained it. There are people who are called to do bad, then there are people who are called to do good. So as I'm one of the people who is called to do good, then I would continue to do good things as my ancestors told me to do good. I can see people, we all have gifts, and our gifts are totally different. But to go and read Bakorenti Bible 12, the first chapter, it says, dineo tsa moya di fapane, ebile di kekebe tsa ba tsa tshwana, empa moya ona o re fa ka ho rata ha ona. That means your spirit leads you in your journey. In everything that you do, in your spirit's gonna lead. So with my gifts, I'm gonna assist anyone who's going to come to me. Either you have money, you don't have money, I'm gonna assist you. Because I understand the fact that this gift, it's mine, but I'm at sometimes they need to be like something that you have to put down for them to be able to see that this person is really serious of what is he or she's here for. So I would really, this is a gift. It's a nice gift. I can even know where is my boyfriend right now if I had one. Okay.
You can see where your loved ones are in your mind.
Yeah, they sometimes choose for you. They even tell you which one to date. And if they don't like that one, they yo.
Okay, I'm very grateful to the both of you. I've taken so much of your time, and you work with people with big jobs. So let me not take you and your Abandabadala too long. If you got any closing, I wanted you to answer one question, which is describe yourself in one word. I don't know if it's possible, because I wanted you to do a closing message. If you have a one word, please share it. But otherwise, please share your closing message. I'm so grateful to the both of you. Nabantu benu, your entire
family.
I'm going to start with you, Gogo and Nkanyezi. Do you have a word, and
Yes.
what is your closing message?
Okay. One word about me is that
how do you describe yourself? One word.
Okay. I'm devoted.
Ah.
I am loving and a loyal person ever one could meet in life. Just that people could not see it but you can see that if you can give your time chance to have conversation with me. So my ending, it's that my my primary teacher used to say to me, the girl, it was a morning prayer to us. I am unique, I am special. Life is a gift. Each person gets different presents. I have my own interests. I have my own personality. I have my own talents. I have my own values and attitudes. I feel good about myself. Everyone should go with it wherever they go. Either or the other, go with it everywhere you go. Thank you, Nasana.
Oh, pause. Because
Oh,
sicela ukubuza nawe ke Gogo Hlalemanzini,
one way that
I'm not sure if
describes
it's fair to ask one word, but also please can you share a closing message?
one word. I have to go with the rules, Nosana. One word, I would say I'm an African.
Ow!
I'm an
Siyabonga,
African.
Thokoza.
My message, it's this. I know my roots. I know where I come from. I know why I am here. The only thing that I don't know is where my ancestors are taking me,
Yeah.
because it's all up to them. So I'm supposed to be focused when coming to that. Thank you. So that goes for everybody. Know who you are, understand, follow, and then stay in the lane.
Thokoza.
That's
And please can we check if people ask any urgent questions on Facebook? Yo, we've got so many messages. We've got so many messages. Our program manager, Casper Vusumzi Ramo Duane says, humbled, lots of hearts. Nelly, our, I know there's quite a few Nellies, but our own M&E officer said, Gogo Nkanyezi, have you ever been violated police stations? Oh, okay. She's asking that. Maybe you can answer me. Insightful, great advice. Yeah, there's quite a few messages. I was a little bit I was protecting you when I was reading the message about have you been violated police station. But if you don't mind going through some of our comments, because maybe you being put on the spot now, you don't want to answer that now. But these are the things that help other people open up. The reason why we showcase different people, because we want someone who's shy, will never say anything, to look at themselves through another person and go, wow, but that's me. I can also be proud to be me. We ask questions like this. Why are you proud to be trans? Why do you love yourself? How do you feel you're contributing in the world? And then we kind of go like, guess what? These are people that are doing all these things. And my closing comments to you both are siyabonga, and I hope I definitely know you've inspired people, and please answer some of the questions that are in the group. Please share some of your closing comments. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. I think we should sign out. Dr. Nkanyezi, do you have any closing comments?
I don't have any closing comments, Ms. Anna, but what I can say is that people should not be scared of themselves. If they do have their gifts, if you are a transgender, you have a gift, and you feel like people would say, hey, it's fine. Like, after all, how you are living your own life. And even if when you die, you're not going to die with them, you're going to die alone. So let yourself be yourself. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Hlalemanzini, Gogo Hlalemanzini. I really feel like I'm speaking to doctors right now. Please also give us your closing.
For me, life is precious. Life comes once. Life is very fragile. So take care of it. Make good decisions for yourself. That's it.
Yeah, wow. Thokozani.
Okay.
Have a good evening. We are very grateful for you and those you work with to have spent the day with us. Happy New Year. It's Happy New Year coming soon. Thokozani.
Bye.
Happy gender exchange. Thank you so much. Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh.